I spent 1 week becoming the best player possible. So, I decided that I'm going to challenge myself by seeing how much I can improve in a single week. I've only been playing Fortnite for a little under a month since 2020. I started playing again with the intention of becoming a pro. I'm going to be working on all the skills that are necessary to being an advanced player, such as editing, building, retakes, and crosshair placement. Each day, I'm going to record my progress and take notes on what I learned and did to improve. To start off, I knew I needed a routine to guide me through the week. After spending some time thinking about it, I decided I wanted to start every day off with crosshair placement practice. This is what my crosshair placement looks like.
Retakes. Hold on. Editing.
Since crosshair placement is at the bottom of the skill pyramid, I needed to practice this the most. This is how I was going to do that.
Whoa, what the? Yeah, I think that's all of them.
After finishing that up, it was time to focus on editing. One of my goals for the week is to go from barely being able to double edit to confidently pulling off triple edits. Today, I practiced just the editing portion of triple edits. No building yet. After about 10 minutes of that, I jumped onto an edit course. Of course, I went for the advanced course to challenge myself. I only ran through it once today since I wanted to save some time for learning retakes. The first thing I had to do was actually learn one. So I searched retakes Fortnite and clicked on the first video I saw, one-sided tunnel. This was the first and easiest retake to learn, so I decided to give it a shot. Now, please enjoy watching me instantly master this retake.
Okay, something like that. I'm just gonna have to remember to use it. That's my problem. Time to go pro in Fortnite, bro. Trust.
After getting the hang of it, I took a break by hopping into some BR ranked matches.
Nice!
Hello there.
Why? Ah! You're
After winning a few games, I went back to practice on a tutorial map that had built-in retakes.
I kind of get it. I go a little too far, though.
The next retake I worked on wasn't even on the map. It was something my friend showed me the very first day I reinstalled Fortnite. Protected side jump. Since I had no idea what I was doing, I couldn't really learn it then. But since my mechanics are a bit better, I decided to try it.
Another problem is I'm just learning how to side jump as well. I'm bad at side jumping, unfortunately. Okay, there we go. Hey, did it.
This one was much more advanced than the one-sided tunnel, so I wasn't expecting to learn it in a single day. Starting off day 2, practicing my crosshair placement, while listening to my favorite artist Juice WRLD, I noticed a little, but enough improvement to make me happy. In the same area, there were also editing towers. I wasn't really sure if they were worth practicing on or not, but I figured I'd do it anyway. And I'm gonna be honest here, this is where I came to the realization that I sucked. This was all the proof I needed that I was, in fact, not good at editing. I'd go as far as saying that I was a horrendous editor. Watching this back was just appalling. After realizing that I couldn't time my edits better than a 3rd grader that just got home from school, I moved on to the normal triple edits. Now, there isn't really much to show other than me literally just triple editing, missing my triple edits, and yapping, so I'll kind of just show you me failing for 5 seconds and call it good. Although, for whatever reason, in the middle of practicing my triple edits, I just decided to do some speed 90s, I guess? Shortly after that, I went into the Jiven map to practice and learn the high wall 90s, glitch jumps, and all the sway retakes. I started off with the one I thought would be the easiest, which was the high wall 90s. I really didn't struggle with them all that bad, but it did take a bit to get down. After that, I switched to the sway retake 1 and realized that it was literally the same thing as the one-sided tunnel that I learned yesterday. I then moved on to the second sway retake and spent a little time practicing that. It had the same fundamentals fundamentals as the normal sway retake, so it wasn't that difficult to figure out. Of course, I followed with the third sway retake, which was a little harder since I wasn't very good at editing ramps yet, but I had the idea down. I then followed with clicks jumps. I needed to absolutely master the clicks jump since Clicks is my glorious king who is a master of all tactics and retakes. I needed to know how to do clicks as retakes. That being said, it really wasn't that difficult to learn and was probably the easiest out of the 5. I spent the next couple hours playing different game modes like box fights, a little bit of ranked, where I tried to use the retakes I learned, but never found an opportunity to use them. I then did something a little different where maybe I could use the retakes, since I didn't want to just practice throughout this entire challenge. I called a friend whom some of you may know as Entity7X to play some ranked reloaded.
No.
Yo!
I'm getting in his box.
Dead. In the open, knocked. I'm going to f something. Oh my god!
Maybe get some kills. Maybe get some kills? Hello? Yeah, because you're in Narnia. Like, hello? Stop playing like a little bitch and go push!
So yeah, that was day 2. I already felt a lot more confident than I did on day 1, even though I hadn't improved that much. Today, I didn't have nearly the time that I did on the other 2 days, so this is how I spent my time. I started off with the same routine I'd been doing on day 1 and 2, except I added in a ramp crosshair placement segment where I do the same edits, except as if I was going up a ramp. I, for whatever reason, forgot to do the editing tower, even though that's probably what I needed to do most. After that, instead of moving straight onto editing, I actually had a viewer in chat who wanted to show me the clicks 90 and how to do it. Now, this was obviously a very detailed explanation as shown in the footage, but this was literally a variation of clicks jumping, so it definitely wasn't difficult to learn. Before going back to practice editing, I got sent a link in chat from the same viewer that just showed me the clicks 90. I just figured it was another retake. Within a second of clicking the link, Peak started ringing in my ear.
Let me speak. No one's stopping you. They need to hear this. 30. They need to hear this. One take. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30.
I'm not a big fan of the government. Moving back to editing, I apparently forgot to do the edit course today as well as yesterday, but I still did, and failed, my triple edits. Since today I was a little more time limited, I only spent about 20 total minutes editing until I moved on to ranked and ranked reloaded for a little while. To finish off the last 30 minutes of the day, I've spent some more time working on retakes. This time I wasn't learning anything new, but just practicing the ones I already knew. Not surprisingly, I started off the day with crosshair placement practice, and did everything the same as usual. Although today I dropped down from 5 of each edit to 3 just due to my consistency improving. Soon after, I moved on to the edit tower. I'm realizing now that I probably should have been spending an hour a day working on these because bro... Moving on from that, I went to the edit course to work on my editing speed. I'll just let the footage show for itself. I then moved on to the normal triple edits. I was frustrated with my progress, but it was definitely there regardless. For my retakes today, I wanted to just brainlessly practice my protected side jump while listening to music. I quickly realized that my biggest flaw in this was just my side jumping, and that I needed to work on that more than anything else. It felt longer, but in reality, I only did that for about 30-ish minutes. From that, I moved into attempting real triple edits for the first time. And let me tell you, I was I knew instantly that this was going to take all the 7 days of time, if not longer, to fully accomplish. But still, I had to try. To take a little break from practicing, I moved into realistics, and Cave.js Box Stew helped me remember why I don't play them. Okay. After that, I spent 20 minutes learning about how dogshit go to Zone Wars is, played a couple box fights that didn't last long, and moved on to Ranked Reloaded, where I spent most, if not the rest of the stream, attempting to get Unreal. After I finished with that, I played one more ranked game and got respectfully shit on by Trunks.
I got shit on, yep. I should have just edited it out to begin with.
Before I hopped off, I wanted to practice triple edits a little more, so I hopped into the Jive map to practice a bit. Overall, I thought it was a pretty successful day all around, and felt a lot more confident in myself moving into day 5. After I shamelessly plugged my Twitch, I went to go practice my crosshair placement. To change it up and for it to be a little more realistic now that I'm getting better, I switched it up to doing 10 of the crosshair placement runs on the edit randomizer. After that, I moved on to the edit tower. Unfortunately, I still sucked. Of course, I moved on to the edit course right after. I was definitely quicker, but still slow. I played it twice today and had a time of 3:28 and 3:29. I then practiced triple edits without building to work on my form. I practiced the actual triple edits again, and of course, since it was day 2 of me actually practicing them, this is what I looked like. I was able to do my first triple edit already, so I was a little hopeful. I still figured I could improve quicker, so I watched a video. From watching the video, my main takeaway was that I should start doing them slower until I'm consistent at that speed. After 3 minutes of 0.75, regardless of me still not being able to do it consistently on that speed, I went back to practicing on a normal speed. I continued working on triple edits for about 30-ish minutes until I decided it was time for a quick box fight round. After killing the #1 zero build player, Chef Bucket, a few times, I moved into some elite rank to get some in-game practice. Within this time, I died and got my first experience with the railgun.
What is that? What is that gun?
That is how I concluded day 5. January 14th, 2025. I eagerly opened Fortnite as the shop had something unique to offer today. Hatsune Miku. As someone who previously had no idea who she was. Who's Hatsune Miku? And then quickly becoming a super fan. I made the quickest purchase of my life. For whatever reason, I started off day 6 by just straight up hopping into a ranked match. This was clearly a good idea because like the previous times I played BR throughout this video, I died. After surviving 5 seconds off spawn, I got the thing that railed me previously, the railgun. Following me deciding to pick it up, I realized that this gun was broken as
Okay, there we go.
An hour and a half after playing ranked, I finally decided that it was time to get serious and practice. I started by hopping straight into the edit course I had been doing so far. I hit a new record of 315 on it the first time I played it. The second time I played, I got 321, and on the third attempt, I re-hit a new record of 311. I thought these times were pretty good, so I called it there on the edit course. I then kind of just free built for a little bit, practicing my retakes and triple edits. In the middle of practicing, I had a viewer tell me to try an impossible edit course, and that the one I was doing wasn't particularly challenging enough. While loading into Raider's Impossible Edit Course 4, I was greeted with an intrusive thought that I said out loud. I would still like to say I would smash Hatsune Miku. Now watching this back, I realized that maybe it wasn't an intrusive thought. And in fact, I was very proud of what I had just said. I started this edit course without hitting the start timer for some reason, so I can't tell you how long it took to do it for the first time, but let's just say it was rough. Doing this course for the first time genuinely hurt my fingers because of the amount of presses I had to do that I just was not used to. Moving on from that, I went into the 32 player Zone Wars map. Now, I just want to say that this was an experience. I found some of the best players I had ever seen in and out of game and could not hold a candle to them. On the other hand, I also felt like this was such an amazing way to improve. I straight up played this mode for 2 hours because of how sucked in I was. To end off the day, I spent about 20 minutes free building and practicing my triple edits in the edit map. For the final day of this challenge, I started off like I did on day 5. Crosshair placement practice, but randomized and 10 times each. This included the ramp variations. After that, I moved on to the edit tower and actually played it for a while longer than I had been previously. I then played the short edit course that I had been playing for the majority of these 7 days, and hit the worst time yet, which was 3:37. After playing again, I hit 3:14, which was a massive improvement from the first one I did.
And do you know what else is massive?
I tried playing it one more time, but I was messing up so bad that I quit midway through. Of course, the next thing I did was practice my triple edits. I started off by doing the only editing portion of triple edits, but after not long, I moved into working on the real thing. I spent exactly an hour working on them this time without any breaks. I again moved into ranked to see if I could actually utilize anything I had learned in game, but again, there was no success. After another hour, I moved into 32 player Zone Wars. Absolutely best way to improve, in my opinion. Again, I just did not compare to the other players in there, but to me, that's what made it fun. Even though it was the last day, it was another shorter day. So to finish the day off, I spent my last hour grinding Raider's Impossible Edit course. I did this 3 different times. This was honestly one of my most physically painful experiences my fingers have had. Because my fingers weren't used to the consistent stress that was being put on them, they were burning with pain. Okay, so this is exactly 1 month later after the benchmarks. I wasn't quite sure how to do it initially, but I decided I'm just going to do the easy editing course, move on to the harder one, and then I'm going to free build for about 1 minute.
Your voice.
I will take that 242. So yeah, that was my 1 week of progression. I really hope you guys liked and enjoyed the video. Have an absolutely fantastic day.